if you create written content of any kind, maybe you're a copywriter, a marketer, or you work in communications or social media, and you've heard about writing with AI or ChatGPT, but you have no idea where to start, then this video is for you. I'm going to show you the easiest way to use AI to help you write faster, easier and better. There is no tech jargon in this video, just super easy steps. Are you ready? Let's get started. So first, what is AI writing? Imagine you had an assistant who works really fast and never gets tired. You tell it what you need, like write a blog post about healthy snacks, and it gives you a first draft. That's it. An important thing to remember though is that AI writes with you, not instead of you. And I do have separate videos on how to brainstorm with AI and how to make AI generated content sound like it was written by a real person. So make sure you check the links in the video description and check those videos out. So the most popular tool right now for creating content with AI is called ChatGPT. And that's what I'm going to show you here. But there are other tools as well. So you may already have access to Copilot, for example, if you're using Microsoft, or to Gemini if you're using Google. The name doesn't matter. They use very similar principles. So essentially, it's a box that you open, you type what you need into it, and it gives you words. Okay, now let's use it. So your first step is to tell the AI what you need. But think of it like ordering food. If you just order food, you could get anything. So you need to be specific. So let me show you what I mean. So if you say something really specific, like I want a short blog post about morning routines for busy mums, keep it light, friendly, and 300 words maximum. So you're being a lot more specific, and you can see the result is a lot more specific as well. So the instructions that you give ChatGPT are called prompts. So every time you enter something into the box, you're giving ChatGPT a prompt. And like with anything, there are good prompts and there are bad prompts. So let me show you what I mean. Write something about email marketing. So this prompt is actually a bad prompt. It's going to give you quite a generic result because AI is guessing what you're thinking. So instead of letting it guess, you can add a much more specific prompt. For example, write a LinkedIn post that explains 3 simple email marketing tips for beginners. Use short and simple sentences. Sound casual, like we're talking at a coffee shop. So this is a lot more specific, and it gives you a lot more specific results. So you can see it's even included some emojis and hashtags, which means it's formatted specifically for LinkedIn. The more specific you are in your prompts, the better your results will be. So here's a tip. Each time you write a prompt, answer these 3 questions. What are you writing? Is it a blog post, an ad, a social media post, an email? Who is it for? And what tone or vibe should it have? That's it. I also have a separate video about brainstorming with AI, which includes lots of ideas about how to write your prompts to get the best results. The link is in the video description, so make sure you check it out. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Aga, and on this channel, I share my tips on content, AI, and productivity. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and give this video a like. So AI is fast, but it's not perfect. Sometimes it writes like a robot. So once you've got the first draft, it's time to do some work. So one thing you can do is you can ask ChatGPT to rewrite the draft it's given you, and you can tell it exactly how you want it rewritten. So it's kind of like briefing a colleague or a teammate on what they should do to make your content as close to what you need as possible. So let me show you what I mean. Write a short paragraph about why decaf coffee is amazing. So because my prompt is quite informal, I use the word amazing. I expect the output to be quite informal as well. And yes, that's exactly what ChatGPT has done. So it's saying decaf coffee is amazing because it offers all the rich flavor and comforting warmth of regular coffee without the jolt of caffeine, making it perfect for late night sips. So the language is quite informal. But actually, I'm not going to stop there. I actually wanted to rewrite this draft in much more formal language. So I'm going to tell ChatGPT to rewrite this paragraph to make it more appropriate for a scientific journal. So you can already see that the language is a lot more complex and a lot more formal. So it's saying decaffeinated coffee presents a viable alternative for individuals seeking to reduce or eliminate caffeine. But I'm not actually going to stop there. I actually want something slightly different. I want it to be written in plain English, so I'm going to ask ChatGPT to rewrite this paragraph in plain English and using an understated British tone of voice. And let's see what it comes up with. Decaf coffee is a good option for those who want to enjoy the taste of coffee without the effects of caffeine. So it's a lot more plain English already. It's a bit more understated, a bit less formal. So you can work with the draft multiple times by giving it specific instructions about how you want it rewritten until you get to the point where you're actually happy with it. But there will likely also be some tidying up you need to do at the end. So you go into your draft and you cut stuff that sounds weird, change words that don't sound right, and most importantly, add your own secret sauce. Examples, stories, experiences, opinions. Check out my separate video about how to make AI-generated content sound more human in the video description. And here's a bonus tip for you. Make AI sound like you. AI doesn't know your voice. So there are two things you can do. The first one is when editing the draft that ChatGPT or another AI tool has given you, you can go in and remove some of the things that just don't sound like you and replace them with language that you normally use. But even better, feed ChatGPT some writing that you have written yourself, and you can ask it to use the same style and tone of voice as what you used in your article, but to create a new piece of content. So I'm going to paste this article into ChatGPT, which I wrote a few years ago about whether language courses are worth the money. So I'm going to include a prompt at the start of this to say, use the same tone of voice, style, and phrasing as the text below to write, and then I'm going to tell it what I want it to write. So we're going to write an article about how to choose an online language course. So a slightly different topic, but I want to retain the style so it sounds like me. Let's see what it comes up with. I haven't actually been very specific in this prompt. The purpose is just to show you how it can imitate your style. So the output is promising. It is actually using some of the phrasing that I have used and the formatting as well, with questions and bullet points. So try and experiment with this and see how it goes. You can also do this with emails. So you can feed it an email that you have previously written and tell it to use the same style. Now write a sales email to sell a book about vegan cooking using the same style, tone of voice and phrasing as the email below. And then I'm pasting an email I have sent to my mailing list, which was a sales email specifically, and this is what it's come up with. That is actually the same structure as what I've used, but with a different topic, and it's actually come up with some of the benefits of this book, the contents, and what the offer will be. So you can already see that it's going to save you so much time. If this video helped you, give it a like and leave me a comment to tell me one thing you have learned from this video. And of course, hit the subscribe button for more videos like this one. And I'll see you next time. Bye.